What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to CNC Auto Works. If you've been following the Mustang build, you can kind of see that things are looking a little different. Getting a little progress made. If you're new, this is a 69 Mustang coupe we've been working on. You can see it's pretty stripped down. We actually replaced the floor pans in it and done a bunch of other work. Went ahead and pulled it all apart. Sprayed the underneath and all the inside with a rust preventative paint. Got all the other parts hanging over here. U-bolt, spindle, strut rods, torsion bar, all that good stuff. We got some reverse 2-inch drop leaves over here. We're gonna be hanging back in here. But before we can get started, we've actually got this rear end over here. It's an 8.8 rear end out of an Explorer. I didn't know it at the time, but I knew some Explorers came with posi-track. This one actually didn't. It's got an open diff. But there is actually a gain from a Explorer rear end that I didn't know. Explorers and Rangers actually have 31 spline axles instead of what I thought. They had 28. So I guess they are a little bit beefier than what a Mustang rear end would have been. We're going to go ahead and pull this carrier out of this thing. This Mustang, we're actually putting a C6 in it. So the gears that are in this rear end are a 355. Was either going to go with 355 or 373s, since the transmission is just a 3-speed. This rear end's got the 355s in it. So we're just going to leave them in. We're just going to change out the carrier. I've actually got my Fry Daddy over here going. I got the new carrier bearings in there. I'm going to let it heat up for a while. And I've actually got the new carrier. It's pretty much just a stock replacement from Ford Racing. But I've got it in the deep freeze in the house. Once these bearings cook for a while, I'm going to go grab that carrier. And these bearings should just fall on. And we can get it thrown in this rear end. Once we get that all done, we'll be able to put the rear end back in here, get the tires back on it, and see about what kind of drop these leafs gave us. I think these leafs were actually for a fastback. Fastbacks seem to sit a little lower than what the coupes do. I don't know why the coupes really set so high. So hopefully, we're really looking for about a 3 to 4 inch drop. So hopefully it gives us at least a 3. We may still have to run a block underneath there to give us the 4. We're really wanting to get this thing down. And then we got a whole boatload of new parts to stick underneath the front of this thing. We got all new suspension, all new bushings, all new tie rods, drag links, you name it. It's all going back on here. I actually got a set of coilovers. I'm going to put coilovers on here. And we got new strut tower braces. We got all kinds of goodies going on this car. Now let's go ahead and get this carrier fixed up so we can get this video started. Well, we got the rear differential all buttoned up. Got the Ford Racing carrier put in there, limited slip carrier. Went ahead and filled it up with oil. The position it's in, we just went ahead and put 2.5 quarts in there, just so we ain't trying to put it through the little plug hole later. Just made it a lot easier. We're about to paint the calipers and the rotors just to make them look a little better. He's over here hanging the new drop leafs right now. We're going to hang the front of them, and then we're going to get that rear end and slide it up in there and position it. Get the U-bolts and plates put on, and then get that lifted up. Then we're going to move on to the front. Start putting this front together. We've actually got a whole box of goodies, new goodies to put on the front. All new bushings, all new arms. He's got all kinds of goodies in here. And of course he had to buy all good parts. That's not really my style. That might have been all you could find though, I'm not sure. Is all you could find was the expensive stuff?
No, I'd prefer to buy that type of stuff.
Oh. Yeah, I like to buy the stuff straight from overseas, you know. That good stuff. We'll get that thrown on here. We're gonna go as far as we can. We'll probably just actually get the arms put on. And I'm going to show you these eccentrics that we're going to be using when we start on the front. Got a set of coilovers for this thing too. I got them over there.
Those are imports.
Yeah, them are straight from the old China.
And they chose too.
Well, they look fancy until you just really get into them, but we're probably going to set the motor and trans in this car before we can actually put the coilovers and set it on the front wheels, just because we want to put the engine and transmission in one, and we don't want to have to fight the strut tower brace, so we'd rather set it in, and the strut tower brace and the upper mount for the coilovers all bolt together. So we're still waiting on a converter. It was supposed to be in here today, and it might still accidentally show up. But we got a converter coming from ACC Performance. And that's all that's holding us up from throwing the engine and transmission in. But let's get to it. We managed to get the rear end hung in the car. We went ahead and got our calipers and stuff over here. Just shot some high temp caliper paint on them, on the rotors and the calipers. And no, the braking surface of that rotor isn't painted. Looks like it, but it's not. So now, I can't even say now. Really kind of upset with the rear springs. It's supposed to be a 2-inch drop spring. This car set really high to begin with, and I don't know what it is about the coupes, but maybe it was a 2-inch drop spring for a fastback. Definitely don't like the stance. We had a wheel on it earlier. It still could be about 4 inches lower. We got about maybe an inch out of a 2-inch drop leaf. I really think it's a waste of money. We could have just put 4-inch drop blocks on the stock springs and been in the same situation probably. It might go down a little more, you know, with the car back together, the doors are glass, full tank gas, but it's gonna need at least a 3-inch drop block to get the stance that we're looking for. So pretty upset with that deal. But until we get some drop blocks, that's it for the back. Here's the coilovers that we're gonna be running on this car. These are some eBay specials. I don't know how good this thing will ride or how it's even gonna sit. I wouldn't recommend buying these after we got them and put them together. Yeah, they're pretty shisty, but they are half the price of QA1s or Vikings, or maybe they're actually just a third of the price. We've already got our top A-arms put on. We're about to put the bottom ones on, but I'm going to show you the eccentrics. On the bottom arm, that's how you do your front end alignment on a Mustang, these older Mustangs. And this is what they look like. But as y'all know, we got a 71 Mach 1, and we rebuilt the front end on it. And we could not keep these things locked. As soon as you turn the corner or something, these would roll and you would lose your alignment. A lot of guys will go ahead and set the alignment and actually tack these so they can't move, but I didn't want to get into all that. There's a company called Globe West, and they actually make these 6-way like lockout plates. They got 6 different adjustments that you can actually hit to set your alignment. I mean, I guess basically it gets you close. It almost gets you close enough to where you really don't even have to go to an alignment shop, because once you got it as close as these plates will get it, that's that. I mean, that's just as close as you're gonna get it, whether it's you or a alignment shop or whatever. Unless you kind of do like Chevrolet, and that's what somebody had done before. They put these alignment shims, body shims, behind these top arms. That's the way we found it. I've never seen a Mustang with these. This is the first one. But we're gonna go ahead and get these bottom arms put on, get these eccentrics put on, show you kind of how they go, and then we'll probably get spindles on. And this car was originally had drum brakes on the front. He actually picked up a disc brake kit off of eBay for this car, and we're probably going to be installing it today. And then after we get that installed, that'll probably be about as far as we get, because we do want to get that engine put in before we go any further. Front end's really starting to come together. Got the new sway bar end links, got the spindle on there, all the arms, got the strut rod in place and adjusted. Getting more and more empty boxes over here, that's a good thing. Brother just ran in the house to grab the disc brake kit and the all the tie rod ends, so we can get the rest of this bad boy put together. Well, we started getting everything on, and in typical fashion, of course, something had to be wrong. They wound up sending us the calipers, 2 calipers for the right side, which is passenger side. So we're gonna have to message the people we bought it from, see if we can't get a driver's side caliper. The brake line comes out in the wrong spot if you try to use it. It'll go on there, but the brake line gets in the jam. But we did wind up getting all new tie rods on, and we're gonna wait till we get the engine in a full load to adjust the alignment and everything. So hopefully on the next video we'll be dropping the engine in, and it'll probably be a week and a half before we can get the caliper for the other side. Of course, it's always got to be something. You guys know how it goes. Really don't know what's going on with the rear of the car. Them leaf springs, we looked back at the old pictures, it might have dropped a 1/2 inch and it was supposed to go a 1/2. So we're not real happy with that either. I guess we're going to have to put some drop blocks in there. So I guess that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank everyone for watching. And if you want to see more, make sure you stay tuned for us to get this engine put in. I know we're going to put it in next video. I don't know if we're going to get to start it. We're still waiting on a fuel tank. I may rig something up where we can fire it up and see how it runs, break in the cam. But until next time, guys, we'll catch y'all later.